let me call the meeting to order. Today, May 12th, time is 7:03. 7:03. Get started. Right? Okay, so then now I will move to the quorum. And yes.
Roll call.
Mm-hmm. Do I do roll call before I do a quorum?
Yeah. Yes.
This is, yeah,
Okay,
Go ahead.
gotcha. So let me do roll call. So Lynn,
here.
Bettina,
Here.
Jim,
Here.
John. No, Laura. Richard.
Here.
Armataw.
Here.
Emily.
Here.
Kim.
Here.
Jessica.
Here.
Jen.
Here.
Joseph.
Here.
And Valerie.
Here.
Okay, great. So now I can say, Adam. Okay. Okay, welcome everybody. Guess that will be our chair's welcome. I'm glad you're here. We have a big group today. I'm glad to see. Okay, so I want to ask if there are any changes to the agenda. Anybody have any changes to the agenda?
I had asked Bettina if we could have a moment of silence for Laura added to the agenda.
Okay, anybody have a motion or adding that to, well, first, any others before we do that?
Maybe we could adjourn in memory of it.
Okay, so moment of silence. So moment of silence and an adjournment.
Anybody want to make comments? Then?
Comments at the end.
Okay.
Or I'll make a point.
Um, Silence. And words at the adjournment. Adjournment in memory. Okay. Okay. Anybody want to make a motion for the change to add moment of silence and adjournment in memory for Laura?
I like the motion.
Can we make comments also then, or is it just the moment of silence?
Yeah, in memory. That'll be part of our adjournment. And can we have anyone second it?
I'll second it.
Great. So adoption of agenda. Moved and second. Okay. Right. And so Lynn,
Yes.
Bettina,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
John. Oh, I'm sorry, John's not here. Richard,
Yes.
Emertaw.
Yeah.
Emily,
Yes.
Kim, Jessica.
Yes.
Jen.
Yes.
Valerie.
Yes.
Thank you. Right. I think that's.
Did you get Joseph?
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, Joseph. I did skip over your name. All right. Okay. Next, we want to do communications from the public on non-agenda items. We'd like to keep it to 3 minutes. Do we have anyone that has any comments?
Yes, I have one.
Okay. So
Yes, I-
then I'll go Lynn and then I'll.
I do have a sympathy card here for Laura. I'm just gonna rotate it around for anyone that would like to sign it. And I did get a contact for her relative that we'll be sending it to, so
Okay.
I'll just pick it up at the end of the evening.
So I'll put it over here on the table here. If you could please, if you'd like, sign the sympathy card for Laura. Family. Right. And
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Mhm.
Acting Madam Chair.
Thank you.
I'm Danielle from Little League and Parks and Rec and all that. But I was driving 54th Street just now, coming to the meeting, and I noticed a big hole over by 54th and University in the northeast corner. And I was wondering if anybody knew what was going on there. And my second is just to the property to the south of us here, the SDG&E substation. Like all the trees on the south fence are totally dead. There must be a total of like 6 of them there. And I'm wondering if anybody knows how to contact SDG&E and find out when they're placing the dead tree.
Anybody else?
Hi, everyone. I'm an intern for Groundwork San Diego. I'm just here for community support, but I also brought some flyers with some resources for sustainable energy and EV cars. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask.
Thank you very much. Okay. Anyone else before I move on? All right, thank you guys for being patient with me. Okay. So next we're going to go with our city, county, and state representatives reports. I see Sam. Do I see anyone else? Oh, okay. So we will start with Sam Gonzalez.
Is this where you want me to stand?
Yep.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sam Gonzalez. I'm with the Office of State Senator Walter Pearson. We're your state representatives for Senate District 39. There's 40 Senate districts in the state of California. We're number 39. So our district covers or starts from Crest in El Cajon all the way down to Coronado, up to Ocean Beach, and down to Spring Valley. So it's the central part of San Diego County. If you ever need help with EDD, the Franchise Tax Board, DMV, or Caltrans related issues, questions, or concerns, you can turn to me and ask me those questions, and I'll get you a response from the relevant agencies in a hopefully timely manner. I do have a few bullet points that I will read through. If you have any questions or comments, you can stop me at any point, okay? Number one, the California budget for 2026-2027 May revision. It is expected that this budget revision will be released on or before May 14th, 2026. So by the end of the week, we'll have a revised budget by the legislature. So you can see the state's budget priorities online at ebudget.ca.gov, or you can just reach out to me and I'll send you a copy. Number two, we have a lupus awareness virtual symposium on Wednesday, May 20th, 2026. RSVPs are required. You can visit our website, sd39.senate.ca.gov, to sign up for the event, or you can email me as well. About the event, lupus is a complex, often invisible autoimmune disease that disproportionately affects women and communities of color. This webinar aims to bridge the gap between clinical breakthroughs and the lived experience. By combining world-class research regarding the viral triggers of lupus with the powerful narrative of a global icon and national policy insights, we will provide attendees with both cutting-edge medical knowledge and a profound sense of community. Again, if you have any questions on that, you can reach out to me or our office. The third bullet point, for LGBTQ plus community leader and small business owners, we have a recognition program deadline for May 29th, 2026. So for LGBTQ plus community leader, this award honors one outstanding community leader who identifies as LGBTQ plus. The leader must reside in the 39th Senate District. For small business owner, this award honors one small business owner who identifies as LGBTQ plus. The small business must be located in the district. You can visit our website or contact me for more information. The deadline is May 29th. And lastly, sign up for our newsletters. I checked my personal email, and the senator actually sent out the newsletters today, which basically has all of this information and more from the senator's desk. So if you have any questions or comments, I can take back to the office. Either now or later, I'll be here the rest of the meeting as well. So.
What's the website for the newsletter?
Newsletter?
Yes.
So it starts, hold on, it's a long one. So if you Google sd39.senate.ca.gov, that'll take you to our main website within which you can like navigate and find all the information, including the newsletter link, or you can just email them.
Okay, thank you.
How many people would like email addresses for our representatives? I have them all on our Rolando Park website, and I can put them all into an email and send them out to everyone. It's really good to be getting newsletters.
Very,
Okay. I'll do that.
Why you work there fast?
You want me to email this to you?
On the
It's
agenda.
budget release.
It's on the agenda.
But there are specific areas, for which areas, I know there are,
I can email it
which
to you.
areas of the budget release would you
Email it
encourage us to review
Yeah.
first in terms of direct impact?
After try.
Okay, so all of them. Yeah, the budget statewide, what staff, myself and other district staff will do is once the budget is released, we will go through the summaries and sometimes the exact detailed pages of each of the budget. It's divided usually into 10 or 12 sections, education, law enforcement, human services. The list goes on, but we basically try to identify projects and key fundings that will impact the San Diego region. Sometimes we're notified ahead of time, so we're prepared to share that information. Right now, I haven't really heard anything. No one really knows except the people working on the budget, what's going to be on the budget. And even then, last minute amendments could happen the day of. So I can let you know once the budget's out and I can report back.
You said this is the revised budget. Wouldn't you have known what was in the original budget though?
Yes, so we know what's in the original budget, which was released in January. You can see that version as well online. I tend to use that as a baseline for what's going to be in the budget. We know what they're going to be targeting, but oftentimes things drastically change. So I look at the original budget as the governor's priorities, but the legislature has sometimes different priorities or has amendments to that. So you're right. There is some hints in the first budget, but I just wait for the second one. That's the final.
Any other questions for Sam?
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam. I don't see any other representatives. Everything is moving right along. Part of it could be the link, right?
I did just resend it out to everybody on the email.
So maybe if
So,
if somebody representative comes up, then we'll go ahead and do the report afterwards. I don't know if I have to ask for an agenda change in that manner.
I think we did it before.
We have one rep
Do
on,
an agenda change if I'm, okay, just want to make sure.
we have one rep on the screen. It just popped
Nope,
up.
Nope.
Oh,
Okay.
just a visitor.
Yes. All right, so we'll go ahead and move along. I was thinking, I guess, I'll go ahead and choose the moment in which we do this moment of silence. So, for those who don't know, Laura Rebo has passed away, one of our members on our committee. Longtime member on the committee. I think she's been vice chair or been chair before.
He was chair for like 10 years.
Yeah. So we have a loss. So we want to have a moment of silence for Laura. Thank you, everybody. On to
Well, I thought we were gonna make.
that's at the end,
At the end of.
the adjournment. At
Oh,
the
okay,
adjournment time.
Okay.
Mhm. All right. Okay, information and action items. Okay. So we're going to start off with information as a request to support or not support a public service.
So you're using the,
Am I using the old one?
yeah, that item was taken out.
Yeah. So I thought I got the right about that.
You need the
Ah.
updated one.
I thought I opened it, but so many of these in here. Back up. Get out of here.
Just
Yes. Yours. Okay. Information, good. Okay. Annual review of CIPs. Okay. Capital improvement projects and preparations for submission of the 2026 CIPs. Anticipated due date is to be determined. estimated, I assume, with the / June 2026 to the City of San Diego Planning Department. Oh, how are we presenting this?
Can I jump in real quick?
Yes.
Wanted to say for everyone, especially for our new folks. So every year we prepare a list of capital improvement projects for each of our communities. Usually that comes from your community council, but not always, just depends on each community. And then we submit them all together, including a separate list of capital improvement projects from the board itself. Okay, so just to kind of wrap your head around it. I did send out a zip file last night. It's a huge document, so I don't even know if it made it to you guys, of what we did last year. And last year we did get a request from the city to turn in our CIPs. They gave us a really short turnaround time, which is why kind of wanting to get started on them now in anticipation of them being due in June like they were last year. Although, frankly, we haven't been asked for them yet. But it's probably not a bad idea to think about our individual communities and what our priorities are. I want to also make the caveat, and Lynn can back me up on this, that the CIPs we turned in last year, we never got any response from the city, and the year before that. So while we're not getting feedback, we feel it's still important to express and have in writing what our priorities are for all of our communities in the Eastern area. So we're going to go through this exercise. And it's a good, I think it's also a good thing for the newer people to kind of get used to the idea of capital improvement projects for your individual neighborhoods and kind of get your minds going in that direction. And that's all I wanted to say.
I'm going to add a couple points here. So the list we turned in last year was for fiscal years 27 through 31, which is, I think, might explain why we don't get feedback, because it's a little ways out there. And there's a whole review process for capital improvement projects. They go through to the asset department and they have to get various approvals even to move forward. So this year, the list we'd be turning in would be for fiscal years 28 through 32. So we do want to go into the Excel file, find your community, review what we turned in last year. And then, is it still relevant this year? We actually have one that is not relevant this year. We asked the city to buy Xena Canyon and turn it into open space. And instead, what we're doing is asking the city to close Xena Canyon down.
Yeah.
They don't have the money to buy it. So, the other thing we can do that we've done is to put up a survey form on the website, and you can link to it or you can send it out. You can do your own if you want, whatever you want to do. But each community would have a link there to their community survey, and ask your community members to go in and complete the survey, and then you can hash it out amongst yourself or with your council about what the priorities would be for this year to submit. Yes.
Could we get maybe some information on what constitutes a capital improvement project?
I will send you a list. Yes. Okay. I can tell you what it isn't. It's easier. Yeah. I know a lot of things get lumped in and people think it is, but the capital improvement projects, think big projects, long-term, that cost lots of money. And that's a capital improvement project. Sidewalks, streets, not so much, because a lot of that is covered under, the transportation department. They do a certain number every year. But sidewalk improvements, the parks, I'll send you a list. I'll pull the list down. You can actually find it. And I'll also send you the list, link to the CIP dashboard. So you can go in and take a look. I just did this last night at our community council meeting, and there's a visual map in there, and you can go in and click on the link and see what that proposed project is. Maybe it's already in work or planned. And then that link will take you to the dashboard where you can find the back end information, what stage it's in, how much money it's going to cost, and when does the city project this day that it's actually going to become a project or get started. Some of those dates are very fluid, but it's good to learn that and how to navigate that so you can see what kinds of projects are capital improvement projects.
These projects, they're still in the air. In
Which
other words,
ones?
the ones that are on the list, or is that the official list that yes, we're going to go through?
We submitted that, but again, because it takes so long to go through the review process, the last time we got feedback was for the 2024 list when we submitted in 2024. And a lot of what we saw was unfunded.
Oh,
They put it on a list, but it's unfunded, which means it could sit there for, a long time.
if you put it out, if it comes back funded, it doesn't guarantee it's going to get built or improved.
A lot of things are partially funded. But you want to work through the various stages. The first one is to get through the design phase, get it designed first. And a general development plan can take hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not a couple of million, to get it designed. And then after that, then you start looking for money for the next phase or to start construction. The policy now is that they actually will not start construction until they have all of the funding in place. So that's why there's a big delay right now on some projects.
So this list gets resubmitted this year. We add to it or delete things that are no longer a priority for our community. So we should go back to our community councils and.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like for a business owner, this would be something you could post that link,
Sure.
a QR code. I'll give you a QR code.
Sure.
And the coffee shop and get your community to weigh in on it too.
Yeah.
What's the process? So it sounds like each community will go through a process to review current proposals and make any changes.
Mhm.
What's the process for us for the additional ones we submit as a committee or the council?
Well, you bring them, we will meet and we'll walk through them at the next meeting or when we do. Bettina, are we going to be doing this in June?
Yeah, we should be doing it in June. That's usually when it's due. And I was looking for links to send that you talked about, and I just couldn't find anything that looked really helpful. So if you have better resources, that would be helpful.
Yeah, I'll send a couple. Plus, I'll send you the link to the dashboard so you can take a look.
Yeah, if we, last year we, a lot of the neighborhoods just resubmitted the CIPs that they had the year before, since there hasn't been any movement on them, or there weren't at that time. So we may end up doing the same. I mean, it's really obviously up to each individual community. Or maybe you want to keep some of them and change one or two, or maybe one of yours got started and so you can replace that with something else. I think once you take a look at that zip file, like I said, hopefully, because sometimes Gmail limits the size of documents that you can send. So that's why I put it in a zip file. But if you kind of look at that and get an idea of what was submitted last year to help you, think about what you want to see on there for this year, whether it's the same or something different. And again, that does usually go through your community councils, but again, depends on your neighborhood.
So for those of you who, are new, this is an example of, and I just brought up ours for Rolando Park. priority survey. So you can see, as Lynn was mentioning here, project idea number one, you know, Arzenia Canyon, the entrance, currently private property close to the public, parks and play areas. Right? So you can have several different ideas. We don't know how many they will actually accept, right? But you prioritize them, submit them, and we hope to get feedback on them.
So I was looking at the ones for actual committee, like the extra set. And I'm just curious about like how they were determined. And are they like cross community projects? Is there a rubric? Are they endorsement of local committee ones?
So,
Or-
like,
Those are from Oak Park, right?
No, from this one.
Oh,
So the way that I thought I understood is every committee, every community that submits one, but then the council submits a set as well. And I'm looking at the council one, so.
EACPC.
oh, the planning group. Yeah, we submitted 4 additional ones. Yeah,
Can we talk about those since that's what this body submits?
sure. I mean, we will be talking about it when we look at all of them. I don't think we're going to be looking for trees on University anymore.
So, referring to this one here, trees, canopies on University Avenue from 54th to Aragon. Provide 50 permanent exclusive parking spaces for the College Rolando Library. Prioritize completion of undergrounding in EACPC communities. Implement intelligent transportation for the College Avenue corridor. So your question is, how did we come up with these 4?
Yeah, because like the other ones make sense, right? You go back to your community and decide what you need. But as a member of this council, how do we determine, like, what is the rubric for determining which ones we would select, our top ones? Are they representative of the local ones, like top priority from each of our committees? Are they cross community ones? Like, what should we be looking at in terms of impact and safety value? Like what?
Okay, because these impact more than one community.
Okay, so that's the rubric. So
I
that
think
we're
that's
gonna
a
select
rubric.
one
Yeah,
that
they impact more than one community, or they might impact all 6 communities.
Okay.
Like trying to finish underground. Some of us were told it would be done
Yeah,
15
so
years ago.
those ours will be cross community.
Yeah, when you look like, we did have a subcommittee for almost 4 years, as John and myself and Bob Scott used to know, to try and get trees on University as part of the University Bikeway project. And we finally just ran out of time and couldn't get a commitment from them to add the trees. So that one we will probably take out this year. I don't know about the parking for College Rolando Library. I'm afraid we'll probably have to keep that in.
Why is it's just because it serves so many of our communities versus that being on Rolando's priority list?
No, it actually, yeah.
Okay.
It's the library for
Okay.
a bigger community, even though it's located there.
Right, yeah, it actually, we're in the Rolando Park is in the College Rolando district. Even though the new Oak Park Library is
Closer.
a mile away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's in our community.
Okay.
So, I mean, to an extent, we don't, correct me if I'm wrong, we don't change it too much, but it depends on the situation. So say, they got 45 parking spaces at College Rolando, there's no point in leaving it here, right?
Right.
So we kind of evaluated each year as to whether we want to keep something. Is it still important to us? Is it something we want to keep there? Because to Lynn's point, we didn't even get feedback from 2024. So we don't even know where these are.
Sure.
And so we kind of just want to say, is this still that important to us? Do we want to change it? Put something else on?
Or like in the case of Xena Canyon, it no
Yeah.
longer became relevant.
Yeah.
Right. So, and you will find that over a period of time too. Some projects that are a priority 2 or 3 years later might not be a priority because things change.
Is there a master list? So when we go back to our communities, we don't submit project ideas that are on the unfunded list. Because I don't know. This is the first I've seen of this.
I want to start with the ones from last year.
Okay.
And use those as examples. These are what we added, set last year. And open it, I always leave it open-ended to give people a chance to add their own.
Okay.
Even if you get silly ideas, or I'm not going to say silly, but things that are not an infrastructure project, it's really important for the community to weigh in
Right.
and feel like their voice matters. So leave it open-ended. And sometimes I'm surprised. Last year, one of the suggestions we got from and someone who turned out to be one of the flood survivors in the Village Green Apartments was that the city actually try and fix the flood channel.
Right.
And and use a blue-green solution for it instead of just pouring another concrete storm channel. So we didn't come up with that on our own.
Yeah.
And to your point of, going back, I mean, something may be unfunded, doesn't mean it's rejected. It may just not fit that.
So what
year.
I'm saying is that, like, I don't want to waste what little capital we have asking for something that's already on the list. You know what I mean? If I want a crosswalk somewhere, but that's already on the list, and I didn't,
Oh,
that maybe that's been on the list for 5 or 6 years, and I don't know that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's not important.
We have a sidewalk on College that's been on the list since 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why I say it's kind of weigh it by if
Okay.
it's still important to you,
Right.
right?
And ours is because it's 20% done, and in 2 years it'll be 50% done. So
Sidewalk?
maybe, sorry?
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Went from Judy McCarty Way to College Grove Way. We've been waiting for that for many, many years.
2010, the planning group asked the city to put a continuous one in from the 94 all the way to College, University. It's a major transit corridor, and yet you can't.
Bus stops that sit on a island that's this big. Yeah, in the busy street, so stuff like that.
I was gonna make a comment, like you can go to the San Diego Diego.gov website, or just Google San Diego CI capital improvement project, and they have a whole website with map viewers, and like you can look up like any.
Right.
It's a good way to like explore there for like ideas.
Yeah.
If it's your
And-
first time thinking of like
yeah.
what.
Look in your own community, and anything in blue is in construction. So you want to look at the orange ones because those are in design and not underway yet, and just see what's already in the pipeline.
But can I also clarify, it doesn't, like, these ideas don't necessarily have to go through the community's council, right? Like, it can just be your neighbors, like, you can talk to your neighbor and submit an idea, because your example of the Village Green flood victim, yeah,
That actually came because we had through our survey.
right.
Yeah. So I think you probably just want to try and encourage people to, use the survey form and to add as an idea there. So we can collect it all in one central file, and then we'll discuss it at the next meeting. Yes.
So, since it's an annual cycle, is it, it's a pretty short, just 1 month, right? For distributing a survey, engaging our communities, and for those who are gonna bring it to their committee meeting and then bringing those ideas back. Is it possible to I don't know, think about next year and maybe back this way up and get access to the surveys like a couple months in advance or 3 months in advance?
We're actually 6 weeks earlier this year than we were last year. We haven't even heard from the planning department yet.
Like Lynn's right. They haven't even asked us for them yet. And last year when they asked us, they only gave us less than 2-week deadline, which was impossible. So we're trying to think ahead and be ready should they ask us. And even if they don't, we still want to have our list of priorities, have it down on paper so that the city knows this is what we want. We're not just sitting around drinking tea at our meetings. We're actually, communicating to the city of what our communities need and want.
So to your point, Amrita, you can start earlier, right, with your own community and start having that discussion earlier. the deadline is on us to get it submitted, not for you to start trying to collect the info.
But I will send out links to the survey forms. Today is Tuesday. Maybe tomorrow. Before the end of the week, because I realized just now as I was saying that I can't do it on Friday, so it'll be tomorrow. And use it as you want. I mean, I think last year, Emily, you guys did your own.
Yeah,
Did you?
I think we put it on our website and on Instagram as well.
Yeah. And we'll do I mean, I'll do the same. I'll send you the links and I'll put it up on the planning group website. And I'll also promote it, Facebook and social media as well. But it's really up to you to try and do a little bit of community engagement through maybe your community council or people, just get people to fill out the survey.
Right. Right. So if there's nothing else, we're good with that one.
No,
Yes,
Alita has a question.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Alita?
Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
Good evening.
Hi. In listening to the conversation, I'll just give you an example as to what happened when we started working on the New Oak Park Library project. We found out that we were not on the CIP list in, I think, 2016. And we finally got on the CIP list. So it's been up to now, 2026, that we're finally doing the groundbreaking for our new library this coming Thursday. And what Lynn was saying is like, your own community has to be advocating all the time. Your council, the community, the whole community, because once you start advocating and pushing, your council members gonna listen to you, and everybody starts listening to the advocacy side. But it took us all these years just to advocate to be where we're at now. And we're really happy because it's finally here. This Thursday morning, we're gonna do groundbreaking. So don't give up. Don't give up. But you have to make sure that you are on the CIP list, that you have the support from the community organizations, everybody in your community that supports your project. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Right. Gonna go ahead and move on to our next item. Call for volunteers. So EACPC volunteers needed for monthly agenda posting at Oak Park and College Rolando Library. Bettina, you have some comments to this?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about, this is part of, communicating with our communities about these meetings. And it's also about sharing some of the tasks so that it's not all on one person to do. And one of the important tasks that we need at least one person, but two or more, to commit to is to post the meeting agenda no later than Saturday before the meeting at both of the Oak Park Library and the College Rolando Library. When I first started, I did this myself. Every Saturday before the meeting, I would go and just post it at each library. Then we also post it, as you notice when you walk in the door there at Teen Challenge. That's required as well. So usually the chair does that one because that one is absolutely required. So the chair takes responsibility to post that. But if there's anyone who can commit to one or both of those libraries, and if you have other ideas of places to post the meeting agenda to kind of widen the communication, if you live in an apartment building and you have a message board or whatever similar thing, your community centers or whatever it is that you have, and you want to post the agenda there, that'd be great. So would anyone like to volunteer for that?
Bettina, do they have to do both of them or would it be two
Well,
separate?
you don't have to do both, but we need both done. So if one person wants to take one library and commit to that, and someone takes the other, that's fantastic.
Do you have a deadline of when you need it posted?
Yeah, the Saturday.
Yeah, it should be no later than the Saturday before the meeting on Tuesday. So, what I would do is usually Saturdays are my errand days. So I would just make 2 copies, go to Oak Park, go to College Rondo, and move on with my day, just to make it easy for myself. But again, we're trying to divide up the tasks so that it doesn't all fall just on one person to do everything. This seems like an easy one to ask for help for.
I'll take Oak Park.
I'll take College Orlando. I'm there quite a bit.
Okay, so I have your commitment then. We have your commitment that every Saturday before the meeting, you will physically post the meeting agenda at Richard's going to go to College, and Sonia, you're going to do Oak Park?
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
That's way too easy.
All right. Absolutely. So do we have an echo? I'm like, wait, am I hearing myself? I am.
Tina,
Yeah. Did we get it? We fixed it? Okay. All right. Well, good, that's done. So I guess we're moving on to review, correction, and approval of the minutes. These up here. Just a moment. Notes on my thing, and I need to save them. Hey, I had it open. Let me open it back again, and we'll go over them, and I will make some notes. You'll take the notes?
Yeah, I'll take.
Okay. So, do we have any corrections for our meeting notes? Anybody get an opportunity to review the meeting notes? Is it going to be that simple? We have no correction? Nothing, Bettina?
They looked perfect to me.
Oh, look at that. Wow. Okay. Right. So can I guess we can accept them as is? Have a motion to accept the meeting notes as is?
I'll make the motion.
Right? 1 second that.
Second the motion.
Look at that. Oh, right. Okay. All right. So let me thank you. Call the vote to accept the meetings as is. Lynn?
Yes.
Bettina?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
Emmertal? Emily?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
Jessica?
Yes.
Jen?
Yes.
Joseph?
Yes.
Valerie?
Yes.
All right. You? Okay. So I will move on to our subcommittee reports. And we'll start with the communities, 2 minutes each. Any reports from our communities? First?
Yeah.
Anything? El Cerrito? Anything? Anybody from El Cerrito? No? Okay, okay. Oak Park?
Um, summer, okay. As we all know, the new Oak Park Library is breaking ground, this Thursday. And I don't know if Alita's still on the line. She might want to add something to this, but I believe it's at 9 o'clock it starts. And I also contacted, Tiffany Harrison from D4.
You speak a little louder?
Yes.
Thank you.
No, sorry. I also contacted Tiffany Harrison from D4 about parking, because one of the major parking places is on Troy Station Road, which is the back entrance into the park. And even though it's wide, spacious, but it's well traveled, and keep putting it, get it done, but people keep running that stop sign. So I put in and so Tiffany said that she would check with traffic, and there should be, we hope, some traffic control the morning of that event. And then one thing I think Marita, we may want to talk with Bearwood Village about Streamview Drive. We were talking about the CIP projects, right? We could talk afterwards, but that Streamview Drive is still hanging there in the budget, and so we will want to push them phase 2. They call it phase 2 in Streamview Drive to finish the section down by going down to 54th, from Spa, I think, down to 54th Street.
I could just interject. Anissa was supposed to give us an update on that this week, and she's sick. And Roberto said he would get an update for us, and Roberto's at another meeting covering for Anissa, so he's not here. But it is on his to-do list, because it looked to me when I looked at the dashboard that it was pushing out another year, and he was going to talk to engineering. So we'll get a report back on it.
Okay, so D9 looks like they're the lead on this.
No. I mean, either one.
Either
because
one, yeah. Okay.
It's a D4, D9 project.
Good.
But Roberto seems to know who to talk to in capital improvement
Good.
projects, so.
Okay, good. That's all I have.
Right. Redwood Village? Anything?
Hand up.
Would be me.
Um,
So
I'm sorry,
this-
hold on just a second. I'm sorry. We have I get Alita has a comment or question.
Yes, I have a comment on the parking. I was notified this afternoon that there's gonna be shuttles. There's 2 entrances. The Choyas Station Road is one. And then the other entrance would be through the north side of North Choyas Lake, where the Comfort Station is and the baseball park. So there's gonna be shuttles there, whoever would like to be shuttled into the to the site. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, anything else on Oak Park? Okay, so on to Redwood Village.
Redwood Village, in conjunction with Rolando Park, we're having dumpster day on Saturday. It'll be from 9 to 11. Is that right, Lynn? 9 to 11?
9 to 11.
Okay, sorry guys. I've been down with the flu for like over a week, so I'm just now starting to come out of the fog. So this is for the new folks, especially. Basically what we do is we have the city sponsor dumpsters for us, and then we put them in a strategic place in our neighborhood, so people can come and get rid of their unwanted items. And it usually turns out to be pretty amazing. So if any of you, I mean, it is for Redwood Village and Rolando Park, but we'll make a special exception for anyone in the room. If you have some stuff you want to get rid of, feel free to bring it on by. It'll be right across the street from Darnall School, in their little extra parking lot that they have there on Hughes Street. And also, if you're just dying to volunteer to be a dumpster person, please feel free to come and help out. We will give you lessons on how to properly fill a dumpster, because some of us have had special training on that. And there will always be donuts for you. So just putting it out there.
Anything else on that? All right. Rolando Village.
Big updates, just excited to see some movement in Pendleton Park.
Okay, Rolando Park.
No big events other than dumpster day. We have had a spate of vandalism on College Avenue. Our monument sign was graffitied, as well as Xena Canyon, the entrance to Xena Canyon over the weekend. They're working on that. Other than that, I'm waiting for D9 to get back to me about the bikeway project, which seems to have been stalled for at least a week now. It's going to be a long haul, folks, for 2 years.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Lynn. And last but not least, Webster. Updates for Webster.
May 30th, but we are also doing a dumpster day and 4 locations. Brookline, east side of Webster Elementary School, the corner of 49th and Elm. I'm going slowly. The corner of 50th and Elm. And 4995 A Street. They would like us to remind you there are no tires, no electronics, no oils, and no paint of any kind. Friends of Webster has a meeting this Thursday. This week? No, next week. No. Coming up. Coming up. 28th. On the 28th. Everyone is welcome.
Question?
How is the green alleyway project coming in Webster?
It is unfunded and unrecognized as a project right now because we are.
That groundwork we're helping.
Groundwork got a neighborhood reinvestment project, or
Some of it funded, but
to the county.
It's not fully funded.
Not for a CIP, but for like some improvements, like the project in Rolando Park.
I think they got
Same program.
GDP. They got enough funding from a county neighborhood reinvestment grant to do the GDP for it.
Okay, so they're gonna just start process.
I assume, yeah.
Last I heard, it was a couple months ago, Ozzy met with some folks in the alley. I wasn't able to go, so.
Yeah, I think last time I talked with Leslie about it, she said they were getting a county reinvestment grant
Right.
to do the general development plan.
Right, because groundwork is not having a meeting on Thursday. Thank you.
Okay. There is an election in D4. I can't say who we should all vote for, but I do want you to know that ballots should be turned in on or before June 2nd.
Okay, that's all our communities for our community updates. Thank you, everybody. So Parks and Recreation.
Okay, so two items that are kind of sort of related to parks. There was something from the city that there's an Oak Park storm water project happening, some storm drains, I think up by the shopping center. I don't know if either of the chairs got notification of that.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So.
But it's
maybe-
at least 2 years away.
Okay, so they're just starting that one too. Okay, so that one's 2 years out. And the other one was the Oak Park Trail from 54th down past over Euclid and a little bit farther, southwest. That one is slowly moving along also. So, for the actual parks, Kalina is supposed to be meeting next Wednesday, week from tomorrow. ERG, Community Rec Group. And, meeting or two ago, we voted to approve a curfew for Kalina. And that was supported both by the CRG and the City Heights Area Planning Committee. But just today, I got a message from the Parks and Rec director saying it's possible that they will want Eastern Area Planning Committee to also support the curfew because pool is on our side of 54th Street. Okay. So Christina Young might be contacting the chairs to be on the agenda soon. Because as soon as we get this one from this planning group, then we can go to Parks and Rec Board. I know the chair of Kalina already mentioned it at the last public comment at the last Parks and Rec Board meeting. Said, we're coming soon for a curfew request. The other update I have is on the Portia Dawson name. We talked about this, I think, about a year ago, where you all supported adding this lady's name to the Kalina Center itself, the rec center itself, not the whole park, just the building. And my update is that the city still needs to have more explanation of what she did for the park. In the original slide presentation that was given to the CID years ago, right after she passed during COVID, there were numerous letters of support explaining that from all kinds of community organizations. So what I'm trying to do is get that original slideshow presentation back over to the city so that they get their questions answered and get it to the Parks and Rec Board already, because we've been working on this for a couple of years now. And I'd really like to see Portia's name up on that building. She was an amazing lady. Thank you for mentioning Bertha O'Pennington progressions there. And lastly, today I just got some detailed info on the North Choice future projects that will finish off the west side of the park. And so I will have more details on that for you next time, because I just got the email and it's like this long. Running out the door. Any questions on parks? Yes, sir.
How many minutes, Chair?
I'm sorry?
How many minutes?
Well, it's no minutes. You have a question for her?
Yeah, how many minutes?
You have no minutes.
Okay.
Ask her question.
My question is, what priority in these parks updates that as a lesson learned, ma'am?
Priorities?
From the lessons learned in the past, you mentioned last time. Councilor Rivera was able to get 3 chunks of money for the improvements of parks, 3 parks. And you mentioned about this certain Maria who was very supportive. Now, my question is, what lessons did we learn from that? You gave that as feedback last time. You were seated there.
I was not at that meeting last month. So.
No, not last month. Over the years past, when I was attending here. I'm sorry, but I just want to, because when we say improvement, it is a continuing.
Yeah.
That's my question now.
Lessons learned, don't give up.
Yeah. There you go. Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You heard it, fellow
There you go.
thinkers. Thank you.
Give up. Right.
I'm on for 2 more years.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you, Danielle. Appreciate it. Okay, so it's obvious, this CPC December meeting where we won't get the update.
Is it possible to share the minutes of that meeting, the draft minutes or the approved minutes?
I don't know if anybody has those.
I can download them from the CPC website.
Is that usually David Modi back?
And that's the wrong month, which is my mistake. It should have been April, not December.
Oh, sorry. Yes. I wasn't even thinking.
Yeah, I thought I changed that, but apparently not.
So I think that brings up the question of who's our rep going forward.
That was gonna be my next
Oh,
comment.
that's-
I was just hadn't gotten there yet.
For this month, I'm going to attend and we'll work it out later. It's
Yes,
it's soon
Yes.
to make a decision. about
right.
it.
So, yeah, at this point, and that's what I was gonna mention, we'll start thinking about maybe who can help to attend this meeting and provide updates for our CPC.
Which meeting is this again?
Community
Community
planners
Planners Committee.
committee.
It's usually the chair. Provided you don't have scheduling conflicts.
So Lynn, you're covered for
Cover for
May, for May.
Another question about CPC.
Yes,
Have they been notified of Laura's passing?
emailed Victoria this. And I did ask
I
her
saw David
to, I
motion.
did ask her to announce it.
Oh, at the meeting, okay. In person instead of by email. I saw David Moy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. That was kind of last thing.
Bettina, from here on, would you also add the Mid-City Community Plan update
Yes.
under this? That first draft is going to be coming out any day now. I don't know, in the next month or so. And for about the next year, we're going to be weighing in on it. So it would be good to just have it if I don't have anything to share from that. But it should just be on the agenda for the next.
Absolutely. It will be on there.
For 2026.
Yeah, through the end of the year at least.
Alrighty, so yeah, he just came in. Yeah.
John's here for the attendance.
Right. I guess do I add him as intended?
Late, but he's here.
There we go.
Better late than
Never,
never.
right? All right, so we'll go ahead and take this time. I'm not sure how you handle it, but to do the adjournment and entry.
Actually, weren't we going to spend a moment? Some folks might have wanted to say something.
Yes, let me get there.
Oh, okay.
I just keep.
I thought you said you wanted to adjourn.
I said before we adjourn.
Before we adjourn, okay.
I was just hearing myself echo. I was going to say, anybody who would like to make comments or anything, Laura.
I'd like to make a comment. I probably had the longest history with Laura than anybody here because we met probably in the early 2000s when the El Cerrito Community Council sort of was formed. She was just a member at the time and eventually became the chairperson. And but Laura was a force by herself for certain. We got into many arguments. And I didn't see eye to eye to her oftentimes, but she was always pleasant after a meeting. Anytime I met her, we socialized a little bit. I walked my dog past her house numerous times. She was a character. She had these two old vans that she has, the identical vans that she's had for at least 20 years, I think, that she drives. I think she alternated driving those things. She dedicated herself, I mean, really to the whole city, the community and the whole city. She often got mad at me because I didn't do nearly the homework that she did. I would make an argument, but I wasn't that involved. I had a job. She had a job. She was a paralegal, and so she was working. But she always showed up. The last 10 years, after Jan Riley, I think, died, she became our chairperson for the El Cerrito Community Council. And then she wrote the newsletter on her own, which was another problem. She wouldn't allow anybody to edit it, which is fine. She was actually a very good writer. She actually wrote a pretty good newsletter. And, and then we distributed that. And I wanted to go online with it. She insisted that we still do it hard copy and distribute it. And then we went through this. But anyway, I was really shocked and saddened by the whole thing. I didn't know anything about, I didn't know she was suffering at all in anything. And, and she was kind of a remarkable person in a lot of ways. She really was. And she could be combative, but she could be very sweet as well. Anyway, I think we'll all miss her a lot.
Yeah.
Back to be next up. I've known Laura almost as long as you have, sir. She also served as a chair of the Clean STRG for a while. But when I first met her, I was a member of Eastern Area just for a short time. And she came as a public comment person, saying, these condos that are going in and between the pool and Crawford High School are just too tall. Like they're 2 stories, ma'am. Not too tall. But her argument was, but it's on 10 feet of dirt, so it's actually 3 stories. That was one of my first encounters with Laura. So you're right.
No, I know. She could make some crazy arguments.
So
Sometimes
she got so fired up about these condos and this tiny little development there between the pool and Crawford that she joined the Eastern area. A few years later, she was chair. A few years later, she was also involved in the Crossroads PAC, which was a redevelopment area for College area and Eastern area. We would get the tax increment. Well, man, back then you'd have money and you could get stuff like the stoplight on College out by the Baptist church and the temple at the bottom, and all that kind of stuff. We tried getting some of that sidewalk on College Ave there. We used to call it the goat path. That was the favorite term for that. Terry was our city rep for that, but yeah, so I wanted to be on the PAC at some point, and so we made this gentleman's agreement, ladies agreement, that she would be the chair of Eastern area and I could be on because we were trying to get parks in the College area too at the time with all of the redevelopment money. But yeah, it was definitely enforced, and I would like to find some way that we could honor her here in this area. Maybe
I agree.
Maybe some display at the library or something. Just can't not let the neighborhood know this lady did a lot for our neighborhood.
Just clarification, Your Honor. Are we talking about a neighborhood concern, sir?
No, we're talking about a member who passed was the chair of this committee.
Thank you.
Comment? Thank you.
Nice comments. Okay, so, do I just say the comment?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay. There's a motion to adjourn.
I like the motion to adjourn.
Meeting adjourned.
Meeting adjourned.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
People, but by Joe?
No, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I call you.
Val.
Yeah. Val,
Everybody
I answered
online.
anything. Hey,
I
you.
answered to Joseph. Not a lot of people wanted to.
I haven't seen you walking the dog come down the drive.